What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And we have several breaking, developing news stories regarding stimulus and the president and all sorts of things we're going to cover in this video. All you need to do is, if you're new, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. And don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. Okay, I got to share this first story with you. It's too hot not to share. And ooh boy, I can't wait to hear your guys' reactions on this one. President Donald Trump says that he will negotiate a third term because he's entitled to it. This is obviously if he wins the second term, that he will try to negotiate a third term because he feels he's entitled to it. President Donald Trump said on Saturday that he plans to negotiate to run again in 2024 if he wins the re-election in November. He says after that, we'll negotiate, asserting that he's probably entitled to another 4 years after that, after the second term, based on the way we were treated. The comments echo Trump's comments made in a rally in Wisconsin in August, in which he stated he would win 4 more years and go for another 4 years because they spied on my campaign, likely referencing his unproven Obamagate theory. Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer turned prolific critic, has argued that Trump's comments should not be disregarded as humor, instead asserting that Trump believes he should be the ruler or dictator of the U.S. and wants to change the Constitution. Now, as crazy as this does sound, we have actually had a president not only serve 3 terms, but actually 4 terms before. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was the first and only president to serve 4 terms as president. On November 5th, 1940, FDR broke a long-held precedent, one that started with George Washington, when he became the first president to win and be elected to a 3rd term. Roosevelt would actually go on to vie for and win a 4th term, taking office yet again in 1945. FDR was the first and the last president to win more than 2 consecutive presidential elections, and his exclusive 4 terms were in part a consequence of timing. His election for the 3rd term took place as the U.S. remained in the throes of the Great Depression and World War II had just begun. While multiple presidents had sought 3rd terms before, the instability of the times allowed FDR to make a strong case for stability. Eventually, U.S. lawmakers pushed back, arguing that term limits were necessary to keep the abuse of power in check. 2 years after FDR's death, Congress passed the 22nd Amendment, limiting presidents to 2 terms. That amendment was then ratified in 1951. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the President Donald Trump wanting to have a 3rd term if he's reelected for the 2nd term, based on he was mistreated fairly and that he deserves a 3rd term. I can't wait to read through the comments on you guys. Now, obviously, we just seen that FDR had actually been elected for 3 and 4 terms before, and he actually died in his 4th term of being president. FDR actually died at the age of 63. President Donald Trump is currently 74, and if he goes 4 more years, if he's reelected, he will be 78, and if he goes for another 4 somehow as a 3rd term, he would go up to age 82. Now, obviously, this couldn't happen unless somehow they were able to change the Constitution and get that amendment removed. And I don't think that's impossible, because obviously that does happen. We do see new amendments to the Constitution, but short of that, I don't think that can happen without that happening. But you guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I've also had a lot of comments from you guys over the videos that says there should be term limits on congressmen and congresswomen also. Nancy Pelosi is age 80 and Mitch McConnell is age 78, and they both have been in Congress for about 35 years since the middle of the 1980s. And a lot of you guys have said there should be term limits on not only the president, but also congressmen. I do personally think that 35 years in Congress is actually way too long. I mean, I'm 39 years old. I'm going to be turning 40. That's like my entire life of being in a congressman or being a congressman. And I feel like if you're in it that long, that you forget what you wanted to become a congressman for, and you forget what the little people and all the people of your state want, and you're just stuck in the politics of everything just way too much. But again, those are just my thoughts. You guys can let me know yours down below. Okay, next up, we have some big news from Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. First, I want to read to you what he's saying. Then I'm going to tell you the big news. So first, he says, now is not the time to worry about the fiscal deficit or the Fed's balance sheet in regards to stimulus, that we need to pass more stimulus and not worry about, removing the deficit right now and, shortening our budget up. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that lawmakers should not allow fears over the federal deficit or the Fed's balance sheet to delay additional stimulus relief. Steve Mnuchin, who with White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows has led the administration's stimulus relief negotiations, said the economic crisis warrants extraordinary stimulus from Congress and the Fed. The Treasury Secretary also said he expects the Problem Solvers Caucus to produce a stimulus proposal later on Monday. So what is the Problem Solvers Caucus? This was big news a few weeks ago, and we hadn't heard much information about them since then. The Problem Solvers Caucus is a group of lawmakers, 48 people, of which 24 are Democrats and 24 are Republicans, and they have basically come together, and what they do is they do this for a living. They solve problems. They get Congress to be able to pass bills that they can't agree on, and they come together and they find bipartisan support to find deals that both sides will agree on and will end up passing. And they think that they have found a deal, a stimulus package that both sides will agree on, that we can get passed, possibly even this week, from the Problem Solvers Caucus. And if they do come up with a deal, which it seems like they're going to, it actually seems very likely that it could get passed by both sides, because remember, there's 24 Democrats and 24 Republicans in this group. As you can see here, members of the Problem Solvers Caucus, a group of 24 Republicans and 24 Democrats in the House of Representatives. Formed in 2017, the goal of the Problem Solvers Caucus is to find common grounds on many of the key issues facing the nation. It's comprised of equal number of Democrats and Republicans from across the country and endorsed at least 25 bills in the 116th Congress, proving that while the climate seems divisive, there is still bipartisan happening, which means support from both sides, and legislative changes that all of Congress can get behind. So, if this group from the House of Representatives, that's both Republicans and Democrats, come out with a stimulus bill, and it seems like both sides can agree on it, it looks like it could easily pass the House and then go to the Senate, which is controlled by the Republicans. But remember, half of this group is Republicans. So I think that if they can come to an agreement and get us out a bill, that it seems like the best chance that we've seen so far to get a second stimulus check out and an unemployment extension, and possibly even money for small businesses and small business employees through this next stimulus package. And apparently this Problem Solvers Caucus has been working behind the scenes almost every single day to get us another stimulus package. We hadn't heard a lot of information about them in the last several days, but apparently they've been working every single day, and they think they've come to an agreement on what we can get passed for a second stimulus package. I personally think the Republicans will go for this for sure because the president has been urging the Republicans to just pass any stimulus that they can. And it's pretty much been Nancy Pelosi from the Democrats that has been holding us up, saying that she wants $2.2 trillion and at least $1 trillion for states and cities from this next stimulus package. And that has kind of been the one factor that they haven't been able to agree on. But the Republicans have been pushed, especially by President Donald Trump, to get another stimulus package out and a stimulus check before the election. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates. I will also have another video out for you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our normal times are 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern, and occasionally I have news at 8 p.m. and I will have a video for you guys tonight. So make sure you're subscribed, and you can click the bell icon if you want to be notified when we go live with new videos. And don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. You can click on these videos to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.